I used to skip the last aisle in the pharmacy, the one with the baby bottles and pacifiers. My husband, Sam, is good. Really good. Steady. Gentle. The kind of man who holds your hand when you're falling apart. He already has 2 kids from his first marriage, so it's clear the problem isn't him. I never blamed him, but sometimes that made it harder. I started wondering what was wrong with me. The beautiful Sheila, influencer and accomplished businesswoman, Jesus lover and daughter of the Most High God. Why couldn't I have children? When I read Hannah's story from the Bible, I finally understood her silence. She had waited month after month, even for years, while everyone else moved on with their lives. It was a different century, but definitely the same ache. Tess, Sam's ex-wife, never says anything outright, but she doesn't have to. She posts photos of the kids on Instagram all the time with little captions like, "God has been so good." This time, I stared at my stepchildren a little longer before hitting the like button. Just as I always do. Then I closed the app with an ache in my stomach and a lump in my throat. Hannah had Penina, her husband's second wife. I have Tess. I could draw parallels easily. Penina taunted Hannah deliberately, reminding her that she had no children and making her miserable. Tess wasn't cruel, but she flaunted her children and was proud in ways that really hurt. Some nights I'd whisper, "God, do you see this? Do you still remember me?" We'd already been through 4 failed IVF cycles by then. Each round was about $18,000 before medications, and insurance didn't fully cover it. We still had to pay thousands out of pocket. Sam came to every appointment, held my hand through every injection, rubbed my back, whispered, "I love you," more times than I can count. But love can't take away the sting of failure. One night I lost it. I told him, "Stop saying it'll happen. You already have kids. You don't know what this feels like." He just sat there, quiet. I apologized later, and he just loved me through it. Then I thought about Hannah, how no matter what Elkanah said or did to comfort her, she pushed him away, refused to eat and just wept and wept. I guess grief doesn't care how loving your spouse is. It just wants answers. The doctor told us that I looked like the perfect candidate for IVF. Great numbers, healthy uterus, textbook everything. Yet nothing stuck. I started wondering if God was punishing me or just ignoring me. That's when I began praying again, but differently. Not the polite, tidy prayers, the messy ones. The kind that Hannah prayed at the temple when Eli the priest thought she was drunk. I prayed like that, with ugly tears and shaky words, because I didn't know what else to do anymore. The night before our 5th IVF cycle, I knelt beside the bed, afraid of the outcome. I looked up and whispered, "Lord, if you bless us, we'll raise that child to know you." I wasn't trying to cut a deal with God. I just poured out my heart. I told him how much I still wanted a child, even if it was just one. Somewhere deep down, I felt peace that I couldn't explain. It just washed over me, and I knew that no matter what happened, God is in control. Sam and I went for the appointment the next day. He squeezed my hands as I got the shots again. We went home and settled in for the long wait. 2 weeks later, we went back for the pregnancy blood test. I waited nervously for the results. And then I got the best news of my whole life. I was pregnant. Sam wrapped his arms around me and we both cried, then laughed through the tears like crazy people. The doctor looked stunned. He said the chances of the treatment working after 4 previous failures were low. He told me to come back 48 hours to make sure the pregnancy was progressing. About 5 weeks later, during the ultrasound, Sam and I saw 2 little flickers on the screen. 2 heartbeats. I gasped and whispered, "God remembered me." Then burst into tears. Sam just held me. The pregnancy went smoothly, almost uneventful. 9 months later, I held our twins, a boy and a girl. Every prayer, every bill, every tear was worth it. I think of Hannah naming her son Samuel because she had asked the Lord for him. I understand her now. Every time I rock my babies to sleep, I remember who gave them to me. Maybe your story isn't finished yet. Maybe the treatments keep failing, the calls from the clinic bring more disappointment, and you're running out of strength and savings. I've learned that faith and medicine aren't opposites. God can use doctors, science, and prayer, all at the same time. Faith didn't fix everything, but it kept me steady and hopeful when things didn't go as planned. If you're still waiting, hold on. God sees the invoices, the hormone shots, the empty nursery, and the quiet tears. He's promised to perfect all that concerns you, because the same God who remembered Hannah and me still remembers you.
You know, stories like Sheila's and Hannah's remind us that God never wastes a waiting season. Sometimes it's preparing your heart while it's preparing the miracle. So if you're still waiting, don't give up on God, because He's never given up on you. Hold on to your faith, even when it feels fragile. And keep believing, because the same God who remembered Sheila and Hannah is still writing your story too. Want to go deeper with God? Join Faith Builders for exclusive prayers, devotionals, and members-only perks. If this story moved you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with another person or two, and let them know that God still saves and loves them very much. Stay connected here, because new stories of faith, struggle, redemption, and God's unending love are shared regularly. You don't have to face life's challenges alone. Each story will encourage you, restore hope, and point you back to God's heart. Subscribe, like, and share for more faith stories, powerful prophetic prayers, Bible stories, faith-building content, and destiny-aligning declarations. Press the bell icon to be notified of new uploads. Be part of a community growing in prayer and faith. Stay covered and encouraged with every new story and prayer shared here. Until next time, keep the faith.